Welcome back to V2K Photography. Last week we saw the review of the Sony ZV-1, right? A lot of people were interested to know how I shot the thumbnail for the video. It was asked on the other channel though, my Tamil channel, so I thought I'll make the video in both languages. Finding the right background. This is exactly what I had in my mind. The background has to be black and it has to be textured. I was just searching around the house to find something that has a good texture and also black in color, and I found my cabin luggage. So this is a plastic small cabin luggage. It has a beautiful texture on it and it's black in color and it's lightweight, so I can keep it anywhere I want for the shoot, and it was so helpful. And that's what I used it. So I just wiped it clean and then started using it. That's it. There's a huge window right in front of me with tons of natural light. That's exactly what I used for the key light. And to fill up the shadows, because it was just one directional light and there was a lot of shadows in the picture. So I just used my cell phone light to just light it up a little bit. That's it. Just fill up the shadows. That's all. The flat light from the window was boring, if you will. So I thought I'll add two colored lights to bring up more details in the camera and make it more interesting. So I chose the colors pink and blue. You can try various colors you want. I chose orange and blue, pink and blue. You can try red and green. It will be really harsh and contrasty, but you can check the color wheels and then make the combinations of your choice. I have a 16 1.4, that's exactly what I'm shooting this video with, and it's a wide angle lens. I did not want to go wide angle because even though I could have gotten a closer focusing distance, I did not want to go wide angle because it'll give a lot of distortions in the product. So I wanted the product to be as flat as possible and as parallel as possible to the edges of the frame, right? So usually that happens with a longer focal length, like 85 millimeters and above. Everything is compressed and you have a flat image and all the vertical lines and horizontal lines are parallel to the frame. But the longer focal lengths also come with another problem, which has the longer focus distance. For this tiny setup that I had, I wanted a short focal distance and also minimal distortion. So I thought 50 millimeter is a really good sweet spot. The distortion was minimal. It is there, it's definitely there, but it's minimal, not as bad as a wide angle and not as great as a telephoto lens. So I thought a 50 millimeter is a really good spot. So I just used it, and also focus is fairly closer, right? Like 1 feet or 1.5 feet. So that was handy for me. This is what my setup was. I just used the Manfrotto 055 tripod. The good part of the tripod is that you can have the center column horizontal. You can place it horizontal and have overhead shots. So that's exactly what I wanted for the shoot, and it was so helpful. Even though the 50mm lens was a 1.8 aperture lens, I did not want to shoot wide open because I wanted everything to be in frame, right from the top of the camera to the bottom background layer. So I wanted everything in focus. So I closed down the aperture, and I can't remember properly. I think it was f8 because the B-rolls that you see right now is just a simulation. The weather on the day of the shoot was completely different. It was more cloudy, so less light from the window, so I had to open up the aperture a little bit more and I had to do a lot more tweakings. But during the simulation, I could shoot at f8. There was a lot of light, so I just shot this picture in f8 and brought down the ISO all the way down to the minimum ISO the camera could allow. So it was like ISO 1.0 or something of the sort. So it's the bare minimum ISO. And also I just reduced the shutter speed. I think it was around 1 second, I think so. And since we are dealing with slower shutter speeds, I did not want any motion blur or camera shake. So I kept the camera in timer mode for 5 seconds. So you just press the shutter, the camera shoots the picture after 5 seconds. So everything is stable, the picture is sharp and without any blur. That's it. That's about it from the shoot perspective. I just opened the picture in Photoshop. All I had to do was just crop the picture to 16:9 aspect ratio, just rotate it a little bit so the camera, the verticals and the horizontals are all parallel to the frame. And while exporting, I exported the image in 1920 by 1080. And also made sure it was a JPEG image with a quality of 75%. Usually 75% is really good for me. So 75% quality and JPEG image. The resolution was 1920 by 1080. So full HD resolution. That's it. And this was the final output. Please, this is a brand new channel, so show us some love. Please subscribe to the channel for more such content, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.